Welcome back, folks. This is Ketter Hot Takes. Team Cardhoarder with our Darwin Chord, Kiki Evolution, whatever we're going to call this one, closing comments. So, played 5 matches, picked up 2 wins, 3 losses. Definitely lost to the linear decks, be it combo or, well, we didn't lose to anything aggressive per se, but we lost to Infect, we lost to Jeskai Ascendancy combo, which, oh well. The Infect loss, it was tough. We do have a little bit of interaction in the deck, but it's very hard to have multiple pieces at the same time, with this type of shell, and not being able to put the Melira in play kind of wraps that one up pretty simply. We lost to Mono Blue Tron as well, and that matchup, as long as they get to their big mana, it feels like anything they cast is just going to over the top what we're trying to do here. But let's talk about the things that the deck did do that I did think was pretty interesting and I liked. The deck does a great job, obviously, of accelerating out by a turn. Just a few accelerants here, and then it's trying to cash in some of its medium impact 2-drops, be it low Wall of Omens or Voice, and the non-blue matchups with Evolution for some real heavy hitters like PNK and Restoration Angel. From there, you get to use cards like Chord of Calling, hopefully, or some of your other 5s to just round up the game. I felt like the deck had a lot of one-off targets that did some cool things, but it definitely felt like there needed to be a narrowing of those selections. I don't really understand the Elish Norn still. You have to sack a 5 to get to the 7. It's not really something I'm wanting to do. Hardcasting, it's fine. Courting it for 10 is probably impossible, but hey, whatever. Linvala, definitely see where that comes into play, and I'm interested to see that card do, some good. But this deck feels like if you're going to Evolution, you just probably want to get PNK every time. Beyond that, I was not a fan. Did a lot of interesting things, didn't do a lot of consistent things. Personal viewpoint on Modern is you need to be a little bit more consistent because the format is so heavily slanted towards like turn 4, turn 3 aggressive decks, decks that just get themselves in a position where without something like, Kitchen Finks or some, hardier life gain early in the curve, a deck like this it doesn't matter that it gums up the ground, and, honestly, it really doesn't put that much into play. Beyond that, the control matchup felt pretty good. You do a great job of, grinding out your advantages and pushing the game long. I do feel like this deck would have a pretty decent time with something like Jund, and is not terribly concerned about something like Jeskai Control. The evolutions are really rough there. Paying a creature to sacrifice it just to have the spell countered is backbreaking. So that does give me a little bit of pause with a card like Eldritch Evolution. Chord of Calling was great. I don't think anyone's surprised on that one. Tap a bunch of things, make some more stuff. PNK is good with it. Everything was hunky-dory. MVP of the deck, though, is definitely the Revelark. I was really interested and really happy to see that card pop up in multiple instances. From there, the sideboard, pretty average. A few extra bullets. I like the Fulminators. The EEs seem to have a high purpose, especially if the format's going to be really low to the ground. I probably wanted to bring those in a little bit more against Infect. I'll have to go back and review if I did, but sideboard was good. It had some answers, and I think post-board this deck gains a lot, because you get to cut your weird bullets and just go to the consistent, configuration that you think is going to give you the best payoff. Anytime a deck like this can have a better answer suite early in the game and not have to tutor for them, it means it can go towards its backbreaking cards or its combo cards much faster. That's always a good place to be. So, overall, the deck is definitely hot. It will be around for a while. I would tell people that Eldritch Evolution is pretty sweet, give it a try, but it is not the second coming of Collected Company. It's going to do some good things, but in formats with blue counter magic or formats that heavily favor it, even something like Remand, you're going to have a bad feeling occasionally. So, deck's cool, definitely give it a check out. I don't think you'll have a horrible time with it. Keep in mind that Evolution requires you to have a chain, your +2ing, so your 2s or 4s, your 3s or 5s. I would typically say you're going to stop at 5. PNK does seem like a pretty sweet sacrifice into something like a Primeval Titan, but that doesn't really tie into the rest of the deck. So, I would keep it simple. Maybe only have a couple evolutions to just kind of round out some things. Voice of Resurgence seemed like a good sacrifice. Deck sweep. I'm going to leave it at that. So, thanks everyone for tuning in. This was Kent Ketter with Team Cardhoarders bringing you another hot take. Hopefully I'll see some of you at SCG Syracuse. Stop by, say hello. I don't think I'll be piloting this, but I'll definitely be, trying to find something good in Modern. Got a whole week of testing to come. So thanks a lot, folks. Have a good night.